Okay, so welcome back. It's been a few days since we last came to this, so we'll continue on from where we left off. And so where we left off, we are able to automate the campfire, which is going to be very useful because that will also allow us to then get into cooking fish and with it automatically explore the area, which gets us to I think the third area right away, more or less. Or was it the second area? No, it's the second area, I'm sure, because that's the third area. We haven't gotten to automating those yet, but we will. So as you can see, we've got all this automated. But also as you can see, I'm going to be going through a rebrand on our channel. I still don't have all the model that working yet for VTubing, but I'm in the process, and hopefully by the coming weeks that I hopefully should get the software up and running, and so hopefully that will all go well. But yeah, we're doing pretty well so far. But yeah, the rebrand it's been something I've thought about, and it's gonna fit in well with everything I want to do for this. At least that's my intention. Now let's so yep this so yeah, that was right. So this one, so all of this should do itself now. Let's see, so yep, so that's going to do all the woods, then that will do the huts, and then it'll do again a bit of the wood, and then the huts, and the berries will do itself once it runs out. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. So yep, there we go, the berries. So we're making slow and steady progress. As I mentioned before, the game at first is slow, but once you make more progress and gain more experience, it really does pick up. Because I mean, at first we were at instinct 0, now we're at instinct 50. I don't know yet whether or not I will actually use the cheat tool that I've used before on this. I really don't know, because when it gets to the final like two chapters, it's incredibly difficult to make progress. And the problem, as I mentioned, is the farming. You to get to get like the mushrooms in the second to last chapter, you need that up to 5 billion, and it is so incredibly time consuming and difficult to get up to that. And it's honestly pretty bullshit. I do think the developer needs to at least reduce that because it's so time consuming. I mean, it is just one developer making this, and I think they are suffering from long COVID or something. But I do honestly think once they come up with the next update, whenever it'll be, I honestly think they need to reduce some of the difficulty, or at least have a difficulty option in the game, because having up to 5 billion is ludicrous. It's kind of unfair for how long you need to spend to do that. Even if you can get to the second to last chapter pretty quickly, it's still stupidly difficult to get up to 5 billion. And it can take someone probably days to get up to that. And I'm not even kidding, because it took me at least a week without using cheats to get up to 5 billion. So I do honestly think that they should reduce that down or give a difficulty option for some of this, because there's some that's I don't even think you can do without New Game Plus, and even that's still not perfect. So I do think there needs to be some balance work when it comes to future updates in this. Oh, and I just realised we actually got to. I'm going off on a tangent. I just realised we got to that area pretty quick. We knocked off 49 seconds. Yeah, I was just going off on a tangent there. But yeah, as I was saying, I do honestly think for a future update there needs to be some balance with some of the difficulty in this. because some of it is just pretty brutally unfair for for some of the skills. Because there's one that I think. Oh, I'm trying to remember. There's definitely at least one or two when you go to the third island. The combat is so near impossible to do that it's just pretty bullshit. And I don't think many people could do it without New Game Plus. Unless I don't know how they've been able to find a way to do it, but it's just bull. So I do think there needs to be a balancing act with a future update, which may come this year. I don't, but personally, I don't think it is going to be this year. I think it may be in another 2 years. I really don't know. I mean, I do wish the developer well because they are suffering from long COVID, but whenever they come back to it, I do hope they're going to get. I do hope they balance issues. Okay, so we'll again, no tangent, but we'll be able to automate this one this time. Sweet. So that means all that I can get automated, and we'll get into explore the cave. Sweet. That really helps a lot for for the next area, because that means we can automate it getting right to the third area. Do that. So that should get us into there where we can get the stone. I doubt it will be able to automate getting the stone this time. The reason I doubt it is because there is we need a high amount of that. What I'll do though is I'll automate that. I'll not automate. I'll just do that and try and get the cart. Definitely can't get the cart this automated this time. It's going to take us a few more loops to get that, but that's okay. It's highly unlikely we'll get the huts, but not impossible. Given we've got all those automated, it's not impossible. And we haven't even reached combat yet, but that's fine. It's likely we'll be able to reach the combat in this one, but we'll see. Okay, come on. Right, so that's doing the stone. So how much stone did that need? So that only needs 10 stone and 20 wood. That's actually not too bad. So that should be easy to get. Just need to take a drink. Oh. So yeah, that's gonna do the berries. That's a-okay. So yeah, as I mentioned, I'm going through a rebranding on the channel, and hopefully within the coming days, maybe a few weeks, I should hopefully figure out how to get like PNG tuber or something to work with the model. But that'll take some time to figure everything out. Right. We want that. So yep, that's gonna. Okay, so we've got the cart, so that should get everything up to 20 except the stone, which then I'll need to do that manually, but that's okay because I'm gonna need 20 stone anyway because for the hut. So we're doing not too bad, not great actually, because we still need to make some good progress in terms of the stone, which is still going to take us a while to automate that, but that's not bad so far. So But I'm hopeful we should be able to automate that pretty soon. Okay, so we'll get in the woods. That's good because we don't need to worry about that right now until we get to the hut. It's more the energy resources that we need to worry about. So that's gonna catch the fish. It's gonna need to cook at least one so far right now. Make it two. And there goes that. That's gonna need to do another one. Okay. And then we do that. And then I'm gonna do that again just to get some stone, just to push it higher to be automated. Whether or not we get the huts is, I don't know. I would like it if we do, because the hut does lower the health decay by 50%, which is pretty good, but I really don't know if we'll get it. But you never know. Eventually we definitely will, because all these are higher, because I mean now our instance is at 53 for farming, which earlier on it was at 50, so we're making steady progress. I would like it if it's more, but we're making good steady progress. So we're almost at the amount of stone that's needed, which is pretty good so far. Let us see. Almost there. Yep, so that's started on the hut. And that's gonna gather some berries. That's fine. I'll just let that do that. Because we still get a reasonable amount of fish as it is, so we're okay for that. It's gonna need a ton more wood though, which is the problem. How much over another 130 for that. Well, just a little bit more. About 138, give or take. There's no chance that's getting automated, or at least yet. Eventually, yes, but not yet. Hmm. I'll do that. So that is getting close to being finished, but the wood is going to be the problem. But the bigger problem is actually my energy resources, most of my fish, because that takes time to gather those. And time is the one thing you don't actually have much of because your energy goes down. Now, I mean, I kind of stop those, but that wouldn't be the smartest thing to do. So that needs 18 wood and 7 stone. With 7 stone I've got, the wood I don't. It's not actually too bad in itself. What I actually want to do, this is going to be a bit dodgy doing this. I'm actually going to do that. And then I'm going to do that. I'm going to wait till that gets up to date. let her get up to the amount that I need, finish that off. The reason I'm going to do that is that should lower the health decay, but if any of those drop below a certain amount, it'll kick in the automation. So yeah, I'm almost there anyway. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things because of the fact I'm lowering them. I don't have much energy left. But we are making progress though. That's the one thing, we are making steady progress. Okay. Alright, so let's see. So yeah, we're making pretty good steady progress. I'm not going to actually fight that. Once I've got all these up to 20, what I'm going to do is actually gather more stone, just so I can get them even closer to automation. But I'm also letting it do this because one, I can gather resources, two, it builds up the experience. Right. Yep, so that's just doing for the wood, totally fine, because that increases the woodcutting experience. That is element most useful one I know, but it is useful. So that's going to catch some fish, totally fine. But I don't think there's any chance I'll win against that anyway, and the reason is my combat experience is so bloody damn low, and I'm losing energy at a rapid rate. Damn. So let's see, we are almost there, right? Come on, because I want to get this up to 20. Okay, now I can do that. Now I can just focus on the stone and not worry about the others. Even though we're definitely going to run out of that. And we are definitely going to run out of that. Okay, so that's good. So we'll ultimately explore the cave. Okay, so welcome back. I apologize. I had to go off and do a couple of things. That's why I just had to randomly cut off the last part of that. And as you can see, I've managed to fix a whole new light layout. As you can see, got that in the background, and the YouTube URL at the bottom there. So, still working on getting the model up and running. So yeah, I just had to randomly jump off because I was busy and had to do a few things. But we will continue on. So we were able to explore the caves. So automate that, so we'll be able to carry on there. So we've almost got that. So still a bit away from getting that done, and close to getting the stone cut. So we'll continue on and do what we can do. So yeah, see, I'm happy I was able to get this layout because I used this a long time ago, but I modified it around a little bit, so I'm happy with that. Although, as you can see, the game is stretched a little bit, but we can still see what is going on. Let's see, so that's gathering all the wood. That is fantastic. So yeah, as I mentioned, I'm still in the process of trying to figure out how to get the model like animated working. I looked into like PNG Tuber Plus. I'm trying to figure out how to get that to work, and then we'll take it from there. But I only really just do YouTube for fun, not really taking it seriously, etc. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. So let's get in all the wood. Berries are going to be got in a mo. And I'm hopeful the mic is working slightly better because I had to. What I had to do was I had to log it. I actually had a Streamlabs. I use Streamlabs OBS to do all the recordings, and I used to have an account on it, and it took me about an hour to log back in because I couldn't remember the password. I was able to finally log back in using my old Twitch account, which I still have, and I still use it to watch. So I was able to finally log back in, and I'm glad I was able to because I've got a bunch of old settings on it going back to at least 2019. 2019 to say 2021, give or take, because, well, I didn't do YouTube videos around that time, not that much anyway. It was back in 2019 where I done a bunch, but then I stopped for a while. So it gives me ideas of ones I could do, because, okay. Because I've got one here for like a Kingdom Hearts overlay. Let me try and see if that'll work. Just see if that'll work. Well, that didn't work. I've got a countdown, but that was just when I was in streaming. Let's see if this will come up with anything. Okay, so that comes up with a little bit of a purple. That's actually pretty nice. Okay, I do remember the submachine. So yeah, that is also another game I'm gonna do is submachine. Now I can do it in two different ways. The first way, well, I've kind of done it before, and that was the old legacy versions, like the Flash versions. But since then, the developer has come out with Submachine Legacy, I think it was, which was basically a remake, half remastered, but more of a remake of the original, which is really damn impressive, not gonna lie, and I've completed it at least 2 or 3 times. There is a part where I do have to use a guide. But yeah, I've completed it a few times, and it is really damn good. So I'm actually half considering doing a series on the Submachine Legacy. I also have one there. Let's add one there on Metal Gear Solid. Now, I actually just a few days ago, I think, what day was it? I'm trying to think, what day did I finish it? Give me a second. I think it was either Tuesday the 10th of March or Wednesday the 11th of March. I finished Metal Gear Solid Delta. Now, I'm actually thinking of something. I could actually do a series of Metal Gear Solid as it came out, like, although I haven't really played the MSX versions. What I can do is I could try those. Oh, whoops, I forgot about the stone. What I can do is I could do Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, etc, etc. I'm not going to do Metal Gear Solid 4 right now. The reason I'm not going to do that right now is I do intend on getting Master Collection Volume 2. But also the beauty of it, I already have Volume 1 two times because I've got it on PS5, I've also got it on PC, so that does actually make it easier for me to record if I do intend on actually doing a series on this, which I very well might, because I do like the series. But yeah, I'm gonna skip Metal Gear Solid 4 until Volume 2 is out, which is, when is that? I'm sure it's August. Let me check. I'm sure it's August. Yeah, 27th of August, because that was one of the big announcements that was at the State of Play. It took me by surprise. I was so happy with that. Although I'm gonna say I was disappointed. I'm going off on a tangent here. As you can see, I always do that because I like to talk. But yeah, I was also slightly disappointed with Volume 2 because I would have liked more. I think what we got is good, really good, especially for him getting Metal Gear Solid 4, because it has been 17 years. It'll be 17 years this year since it released. Wait, has it been 17 years? Hold on. Or was it 2008 that it came out? Or was it 2009? Give me a second. When did that come out? Okay, so it's gonna be 18 years. Yeah, it'll be 18 years this year since Metal Gear Solid 4 came out, and so many people wanted an official release outside of the PS3, and now we're finally getting it, so I was so happy. And we're getting Peace Walker to boot, which again is the chronological game after Metal Gear Solid 3. But I was disappointed because I would have liked a bit more, because there's still so many other games. Because obviously we've got the Twin Snakes. The problem with that is Nintendo. But then we've also got other like spin-off games, because whether or not Portable Ops is spin-off or not, that is debatable, because it does actually get a passing mention in Peace Walker. I'm going to go off on a whim and say it's not canon, but it's still a good game. But then we've also got some definitely other spin-off games. So obviously we've got Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel, which is actually going to be in Volume 2, which caught me by surprise. But then we've also got some other ones like Acid 1 and Acid 2. And then we've also got Metal Gear Rising. Now, when it comes to Metal Gear Solid 5, I don't think that's going to be in the Master Collection. There's no need for that to be in it, but then you can already get the definitive experience or edition or whatever it is. So you can already get that. And they're not that expensive, so I don't ever expect that they will be in a mass unless they would do a full remaster. Because I mean, this year is going to be, well, last year marked the 10th anniversary. Yeah, so they could do a remaster and maybe add some content that wasn't finished, but I doubt it. But I'm trying to think what else there is. No, I can't think of much more. But when it comes to the remakes, Delta was exceptional. I think the next one in a remake is going to be Peace Walker. If they want to do it in the chronological order of the timeline, it has to be Peace Walker. It's the only one that makes sense. Personally speaking, I would hope they do that justice, and then again, personally speaking, after that, they need to do Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 that were on the MSX, because those games have not aged well at all. In terms of story, parts of it, yes, it's aged well, but in terms of other parts of the story, nope. And in terms of gameplay, definitely not. They need to be remade from the ground up. And I think they would need to package them all into one title. I'm not sure what they would call it. But yeah, they need to remake that from the ground up. How they're gonna do that, I don't know. They probably need to use the Unreal Engine 5. And then they would need to get the voice actors, but I don't know who they would get the voice actors other than David Hayter if he would want to come back, which hard to say. I think he probably would, because I think he briefly came back and done a few lines for Delta, but I don't know. But yeah, I've it really is up to Konami what the hell they're gonna do. I would hope they do it justice. After that, they definitely should try and do another remake of Metal Gear Solid 1, and that one is gonna be complicated. And the reason it's complicated, as we've seen with the gameplay of the Twin Snakes, it actually the first person view made it too easy, so they're gonna have to find a good balance and act with it. But I think they can pull it off because we kind of seen it can be done with Metal Gear Solid 4. It can be done. I don't want to get into too much spoilers on Metal Gear Solid 4 for those who haven't played it, seen it, whatever. But yeah, they can do it. It just depends how they'll go about it. So let's see, we're almost getting there for the fish. That's sweet. So yeah, I've got a bunch of things in the pipeline there. Well, once it goes again, Submachine Legacy is. I need to check. Was it Submachine Legacy or was it Submachine something else? Give me a mo. Yeah, Submachine Legacy, and it's not a bad price for what you get. For me, it's like £20, give or take, but it is not bad. I do actually have two of his other games, because I've got Daimyo Town, which I've only played a little bit of that, and I got Slice of Sea, which I only played maybe like a few minutes of it. I need to get back to that, so I may do a video on those ones, because I don't know much about those ones. But I've also got a bunch of other games as well, which I may do that might seem unusual for some people, but I find them fun. So got all those in the pipeline. So yeah, we're getting there. I don't think we'll get to the combat though. What have we got to the stone? 195 of 269, so that's not bad, really. Well, if we're lucky we might get to the combat. If we're very lucky, but we've got no chance of winning. And the reason for that is going down rapid. But it's fine. Well, we actually might get to the combat. Yeah, I think we'll get to the combat. It's whether or not we'll win is I highly doubt it. It's fine. Okay, so we'll get to the combat. We're not gonna win. It'll be a miracle if we do win. Yeah, we're not gonna win that. Totally fine. Totally fine. And but our combat skill has not went up that much. Well, it's went up to an instinct 1, which is, I say, okay. It's what I expected anyway. Okay, that's going back to that. Okay, and now we can automate the stone cuts. So yeah, that's doing all good. But yeah, there's a bunch of things I want to record and so on. Even some stuff I was playing just myself last night. I think Space Rock Show was one of them. That was actually pretty enjoyable. What other ones could I play? Let me take a look. What have I played recently that I could play? Let me just take a look. Oh yeah, that. Lego Star Wars, maybe. Oh, I just remembered. If I'm gonna do that, I am going to use a mod. It's getting the mod installed as a bright pain in the ass. Click Mage, maybe. Actually, yeah, I might actually do that one as well. Not doing that one. Not doing that. Maybe. No. So yeah, I've got a bunch of things in the pipeline that I could do. That's all going well. Okay. Do that. And that is doing all the woods, and then I should move on. So we're good. We should start to get the stone soon. But yeah, as just seen in the last video, I had a little moon intro thing. I'm gonna cut that out. I had the idea and think it was gonna be good, and then when I sat done it, I really did not like that. I apologise for that one, because it was, when I was making it, I thought it was gonna be great and all that, and then when I done and put it on video, it was so cringe. I didn't like it. So yeah, not gonna see that again. I'll still use it as a logo for everything, but it's not gonna be in the damn video like for the intro. That was not good. Right. So I was just looking on Wikipedia. So Metal Gear Solid 4 is going to be going to Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. I really scared how well that's going to run on the first generation Switch or the Switch 1, because it's not the easy. Well, I say it's not the easiest game to run. It's easy enough. But if you were gonna do it through emulation, it's pretty intensive. And the Switch isn't the most damn powerful hardware out there. The Switch 2 is pretty damn good, so it should be fine on that. It's the first Switch. Yikes. So they said that Metal Gear Online would not be included. I know that. I didn't expect the first Metal Gear Online to be included. So I'm not really too bothered about that. Although I will say I'm slightly disappointed because I actually remember playing that Metal Gear Online and it was pretty fun. Honestly, I would actually say it's slightly better than the Metal Gear Online that we have today. It was just fun. There was something about it. And it had quite a lot of iconic areas because I think we had Groznygrad in it, if I remember correctly, we had that. And we had quite a lot of iconic characters as well because, yeah, if I remember correctly, in the well, this is the first Metal Gear Online. It was technically the second Metal Gear Online because the first Metal Gear Online was actually on the PS2 with Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. So, yeah, the second Metal Gear Online that came with Metal Gear Solid 4. There was so many iconic characters, and it was one. I'm sure it was one of the first times we could actually play as Raiden as the Cyborg Ninja, and that really, so many people loved that at the time. And that must have been around, I want to say 2008, maybe 2009 that he came into that Metal Gear Online. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was so that Metal Gear Online, I lasted for 4 years. It's disappointing that they shut it down. I get why, but it was just disappointing. Although at the same time they shut it down, they gave trophy support to Metal Gear Solid 4, which I expect when they do the Master Collection Volume 2, the trophy's gonna be more or less the same, which I'm fine with that. I'm not really too bothered, to say the least. Yeah, so just looking, so we had the Scene, Mame, and Gene expansion. So I think each one of those had like extra characters. Because I think you also had like Raiden, then you had Mero, and I think you had Johnny. I don't remember though. I mean, it's been so long since I've even played that Metal Gear Online. I think the last time I played it was probably around 2009. I think. It's just disappointing that they never actually brought back that Metal Gear Online, but I kind of get why, because the third iteration of Metal Gear Online, which is the one we've got with Metal Gear Solid 5, is still being used to this day, although I expect within either this year or next year it's going to get shut down, because it has been going since 2015, and for Konami to keep that running for that long is nothing short of impressive, but it's going to be burning a ton of money, and they can't keep it running forever, so I anticipate it's going to get shut down this year in 2026 or next year in 2027. That is my guess. It's okay, so we very well might be able to automate the stone if we are lucky. I'm hoping so. That would be really good if we can. But yeah, and as I mentioned, it's I'm just going off another tangent. I'm glad I was able to get this layout to work. It took me some time to actually get it to work. So hopefully all that's going to be good for all other games, so we'll see about that. Because obviously I've still got Yu-Gi-Oh! To continue. And a bunch of other things, so yeah, we'll do. It should be fine, though. So stone hut. So let's see, so that's just gathering the wood for that. How much wood is that gonna need? 30 wood, okay, so that's fine. Yeah, I apologise in the last clip of the last video, I just had to dip from it because I get called into things. But it's fine. Back now, doing videos, and all seems to be going well. As well as it can be. Okay, so that's gonna get the stone hut, so we are really doing better than I really would have expected, frankly. What is that going to take? Oh, 10, that's fine. And it's going to gather the stone. Okay, so we're not going to be able to automate the stone yet. But that's totally fine. Wow, we were able to get through this really quick. I just realized that. Holy sweet. Holy, that is pretty impressive actually. But hell, we're doing well. So let's see, that's gathered up the stone. That's sweet. It's possible we might be able to defeat the spider. I don't know though. That's the one thing I don't know. It's not going to be easy, especially with the energy decreasing pretty quick. Okay, so that's just gonna gather the wood, that's totally fine. Need it anyway for later. Because I think the next area, if I'm thinking right, the next area I think has a bridge that's going to need the wood and the stone. I think. Yep, so that's just gathering the fish, gather the berries, cook the fish, and then get some more. Bingo. Okay, let's see if we survive this time. I don't think so though. The good thing is our instinct is at 1, and we have a decent amount of resources. The problem is the energy, but over time we definitely will be able to defeat this. There's no doubt about that. It's not doing too bad though. That's the one thing, it's not doing bad. There is a slim chance we'll be able to. I don't think we'll be able to. There is a chance. Okay, just a few seconds left of that, which is a-okay. Okay, I think we might just be able to. Just. But our energy is depleting pretty quick as well, so that got an instinct 3, so that is good that now we know we can defeat that. That one. Just gather all the resources that we need. Come on. Okay, then we just do that. So there's gonna be no berry, as said, there's no berries there. Okay, spider remove, well done, have to the outside. Physical now it seems like there aren't any berries on the other side. It does look like there's some kind of trees though. Yep, that is true. There are, which is very useful. Okay, just let her get the fish. I'm actually gonna do something different though. See, I'm a little bit away from getting that automated. I'm actually gonna not pick the apples. I'm gonna do the bridge. And I'm gonna dig the stone. My reason for doing that is maybe to try and see if we can get it automated, which is gonna be unlikely but not an impossibility. Yeah, I think it's not gonna happen, but that is fine. Yeah, this ain't gonna happen. That's fine. Yep. I figured as much. Oh, yeah, I figured that as much. Anyway, I think that's going to call here for this, because that's went on quite a bit of time. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start that just for when we come back into the next one. But yeah, I'm gonna call here for that, and thank you for watching, and I will be back for the next one where we can carry on.